It's done, it's over. The Ohio State Buckeyes a decade later are once again national champions. And there's something special about this one because of all the challenges and adversity that the team, and specifically Ryan Day, had to face. And even in this game, the Irish threw a punch early with that 18-play touchdown drive to start things off. But Ohio State responded and they never let up. I have so much to talk about in this video. I kind of want to go all the way back and talk about the season that it was, because the first time that college football changed the playoff format to 4 teams, Ohio State won it all with Urban Meyer, and then now when they changed it to 12, the Buckeyes won it. It truly is a special time in Ohio right now. It's been a while since our last championship, but it does seem like we are starting to get some real momentum. I expect to see many more moving forward, and this was a huge moment for Ryan Day because all season long, people including myself criticized him, and he had to respond to some real adversity with his job on the line. Before I get into everything, I would really appreciate it if you would drop a like and subscribe. It only takes 5 seconds, plus you can always change your mind. We're on the road to 50,000 subscribers, and with your support, I believe that we can get there super fast. Alright, so first off, let's talk about this game and what just went down. So Ohio State won the toss, they elected to defer, and Notre Dame and Riley Leonard just ran the ball right down the Buckeyes' throat. I was like, okay then. Honestly, I was shocked, but Leonard really used all his energy and threw up on the sideline. So you knew it was unrealistic for the Irish to continue to play like that, and from there, the Buckeyes just took over and ran right over anyone in their way. It started off with Henderson getting a few runs. Jeremiah Smith had a solid 7-yard gain to pick up a big first down, and it really was big because the last thing the Buckeyes wanted to do was give the ball right back after that first touchdown. And then Henderson took one 19 yards to the right, Judkins had a 15-yard pass, and even Will Howard himself ran it, as he has done all season long. He really does have sneaky athleticism, and it is an underrated part of his game. And Jeremiah Smith caught a pass behind the line of scrimmage and walked it into the end zone. The Notre Dame secondary got caught in a lot of confusion, switching from man and zone. And then on the next drive, you really could tell that Riley Leonard was out of gas, and the Ohio State defensive line finally started to get through and apply pressure. And wouldn't you know, they actually received their first holding call of the entire playoffs. It's been ridiculous how bad the officiating has been towards them the last month. But yeah, they got through and just frustrated the entire offense. And after forcing a punt, it was full steam ahead for the Buckeyes offense. Will Howard hit Carnell Tate for a 15-yard gain, Howard rushed with his legs for 11, Abuka had a 12-yard catch and a 6-yard one, and then Judkins, who had his biggest game of the season, took it into the end zone to put the Bucks on top 14-7. And you could kind of sense that the route was on. And the offensive domination didn't stop there. Carnell Tate had another big 20-yard catch, Jeremiah Smith had a 15-yarder, Howard with his legs yet again had an 11-yard gain, and with the clock winding down and Ohio State near the end zone, you knew if they punched it in, the game was pretty much over with how they were playing and them getting the ball out of the locker room. And Judkins once again punched it in. I do gotta give Notre Dame credit for trying to fight back, but Ohio State showed they were the better team. And I've never seen Marcus Freeman get so rattled. Usually he is composed, but in his interview going into halftime, he just looked so out of it. He barely could even answer the question. And coming out of the half, the woodshed did not stop. Judkins took one 70 yards almost to the house before running out of gas, and then he punched it in for the hat trick. And with a score of 28-7, Notre Dame was in complete panic mode. They ran a fake punt on 4th and 2 from their own 30. It didn't work, and that was that. And Ryan Day got the last laugh once again on Lou Holtz. What a season it was. It almost felt like 3 or 4 seasons in one with the amount of different things that happened. It was an emotional roller coaster. 4 weeks ago, everyone wanted Ryan Day fired. Michigan fans were flying banners in Columbus promoting them to keep him around. And now the Buckeyes are champions and he is on top of the college football world. But honestly, as crazy as it may sound, and I know it's not 100% true, losing to Michigan might have been the best thing that could have happened to this team. Because it really made Ryan Day wake up, and it made him make the one big change that ultimately led to this team dominating in the playoffs. All regular season long, it just felt like this team was not unleashing their full potential. They played very reserved, and for some reason, they were focused on playing smash-mouth football and winning in the trenches. And it's not like that is a bad thing, but with the $20+ million roster they had and all the size and speed they had at the skill positions, it did not make sense why they were not getting their stars the ball. And once they tried to match Michigan's style and lost, I think it really opened up Ryan Day and Chip Kelly's minds to how this team had to operate to be the most productive. Because this really did look like a completely different team from the jump as soon as the playoffs began. They literally opened things up against Tennessee with a bomb to Jeremiah Smith, who made a crazy catch for a touchdown, and they passed to then set up the run. I think even for an average Joe, it was obvious that passing to set up the run was what this team needed to do. But it took Ryan Day forever to realize it, but luckily, he did at the right time. And getting the superstars involved allowed Will Howard to gain a ton of confidence, because at times, it felt like any throw he made was going to result in a completion. And it gave the backfield of Henderson and Judkins a ton of confidence as well, because the Buckeyes were really wearing opposing secondaries down. They were keeping them on their heels, and after a few touchdown throws, then it was time for those two to run and finish the job. Really, the easy way to describe it is that it just created unpredictability. No defense could prepare to guard everyone, because Ohio State just had too much talent. And when the Buckeyes put points on the board early through the air, it also made life so much easier for the defense as well, and specifically the defensive line, because it created panic on the other sideline, and those teams would end up forcing throws. The O-line would wear down, and Sawyer was able to make some huge plays, as we saw in the Texas game. And the new mindset the Buckeyes had really just unlocked everything, and it was so much fun to watch. It was just good football, and this championship could not have happened to a better team, because the majority of the players really are just good guys. It's a very religious team, they aren't cocky, and they are very unselfish. And I'm assuming this championship is going to make recruiting for the future even easier. And this was big for the seniors, because it really does suck that some of those guys never got to beat Michigan in their career. It definitely still stings, but I'm sure winning a national championship more than cures the pain. And I mean, Jeremiah Smith is only a freshman. That is the insane thing. And there is only more talent coming up through the system. And now that Ryan Day has figured out his identity, I really do expect to see dominance from this program for years to come. There are so many guys I can shout out for winning this championship. Emeka Egbuka was huge all season long. He was kind of Mr. Reliable, and he actually broke some crazy Ohio State records. I don't think he gets enough credit for what he has done in his Ohio State career. Carnell Tate was huge in big moments all season long. Judkins got better as the season progressed. Henderson has had one heck of a career as a Buckeye. Jack Sawyer put himself on the NFL map. He's an absolute beast. Caleb Downs showed why he is one of the best defensive players in the country. The offensive line really got better after receiving so much criticism all season long. Styles really improved throughout the season. Howard is way better of a QB than his NFL report, and even guys like G. Scott, JT, literally everyone came throughout these playoffs. I really don't even have much more to say. What a season it was, and I think the Buckeyes are going to change the way that teams view the regular season, because at the end of the day, now college football is more like a business, and one loss is only one loss. Even not getting a bye and being able to skip the Big Ten championship ended up being beneficial. But shout out to Ryan Day for turning things around, shout out to the entire coaching staff, shout out to the players, Will Howard, and shout out to you guys for joining me along this ride all season long. But my Ohio State and Ohio sports content won't stop here, so make sure to stay tuned for updates all off season long. That's all I have to say for this one. Thank you all so much for watching, and if you enjoyed and haven't yet, please be sure to drop a like and subscribe, because your support truly does mean the world. And also, let me know what you would like to see next, and until then, I will see you all later.